Okay, Zilliqa has been pumping hard. What are your thoughts on it and its long-term potential? It is looking like it may be a top 10 project at some point next year. TA as well. Okay, well, I mean, for the official ratings, go to tokenmetrics.com to check that out. But we can kind of speak to it in general. Zilliqa has had a pretty good code review. Obviously, not the best project, not the first project we would pick for blockchains, especially for smart contract blockchains. But it's a decent project. If we go look at Zilliqa based on market cap, let me see where it's added market cap. ZIL. Market cap is, so it's top 40 market cap project, which means it's decent. But here's the, if we had to look at any possible disadvantages, Zilliqa is competing with Ethereum and ETH 2.0, right? If ETH 2.0 does what it says it's going to do you really need Zilliqa anymore? And Zilliqa is meant to be a high-speed blockchain. So, and it has no developers, to my knowledge, building on it, right? I mean, compared to Ethereum. Ethereum has 2,300 active developers a month. I'm not sure how many Zilliqa has, right? Bitcoin has 230. That's why I'm all in on Ether. Ether has 10x number of active developers a month compared to Bitcoin. So it's eventual that Ethereum is going to take over. And Ethereum has over $1 billion worth of assets being staked for ETH 2.0. And this is just getting started. So if you had to ask me Ethereum or Zilliqa, I'm all in on Ethereum. Zilliqa is really, to me, would be a short-term trade. Because that's going to help this. What does Zilliqa have that Ethereum 2.0 won't have? I mean, I'm no developer. Maybe that's a question for developers. Anybody out here, maybe who knows the development activity on Zilliqa and how it's uniquely different. But I don't. If anything, I'd rather put my money in Blockstack because there you're hedging with a blockchain that also has good tech and good developers, but it's being built on Bitcoin. I think Blockstack has surpassed Riff or RSK, which basically flopped. And when they launch Stacks 2.0, they'll bring DeFi and smart contracts on Bitcoin because there you're hedging ETH with something being built on Bitcoin, right? You're basically saying DeFi will stay on Bitcoin. Then with Zilliqa, what are you really hedging? You're hedging just for a faster Ethereum virtual machine blockchain because Ethereum will eventually scale and have those fast transactions. I don't really see what the value is. Okay, Alonzo says Zilliqa is just a Chinese pump and dump. Okay. I mean, maybe, if you're hedging Zilliqa by saying it's a Chinese blockchain and they'll be targeting the Chinese market, but then it's competing with Neo, right? So is Zilliqa better than Neo? That's the question that comes up, right? You have all these other Chinese blockchains. So which one is the one? If you want the Chinese exposure, which Chinese blockchain do you get? Anyway, Bill, I'll pull up the TA whenever you're ready.
Okay, so Zilliqa was something that we liked. It had a head and shoulders bottom pattern. It's reached the target of that pattern and it's hit like kind of a really big resistance zone. So if I had been long Zilliqa and I got a 1 or 2x out of this, I would take the money. I think part of the reason why this mooned is, again, that Ethereum futures contract has got everybody in crypto moving away from where the short sellers could push it around temporarily and into perceived alternatives. You know, is that perception correct? Probably not. There's a saying in markets like the first move is always wrong. So if people looked at the ETH futures contract and mooned Zilliqa, I would say take the money in Zilliqa.
All right. Well said, Bill. Well said. Yeah, and somebody was talking about how we were bullish on Zilliqa back in 2018. Yeah, I mean, that was 2018. This is now 2021 we're heading into. I mean, investments don't last forever, right? Especially Zilliqa did make people money. I think the high was, what, 20 or 30x? So, I mean, the money has been made in Zilliqa already. That does not mean you stay in it forever and ever, right? Especially in crypto, where every quarter there are new products coming out that are a lot better. Right, with ETH 2.0 happening, finally launching, that changes everything. right? With Blockstack launching, that changes everything, right? So all these new blockchains launching, this space is a lot more competitive, right? So you can't stay frozen with your investments, right? You have to adapt, right? Charles Darwin said it best. It's not the strongest species or the most intelligent species that survives. It's he or she who's most adaptable to the environment, to change, right? Survival of the fittest. And right now, I mean, Zilliqa is surviving, but the environment is evolving, right? Evolution. We have all these new projects launching, and the space is, I mean, Cosmos launched, Cardano, Polkadot. I mean, all these projects were not there. Cardano was, but Polkadot, Cosmos, and so the space has totally changed. So you have to factor that into your analysis. You can't stay frozen in the past. All right, so tell us what you think about Zilliqa down below.